Please tell me you're here to see me.
Actually, Diane. I'm meeting Diane. She's gonna do some legal work for me.
Diane, I thought you and Sonny had Alexis on retainer.
I can't use Alexis for this.
Why not? You're not divorcing Sam.
Mr. Manning? Hello?
Divorcing Sam.
Well, then why do you need to use Diane?
Because Alexis is Sam's mother.
Is Alexis blaming you for what happened to that
Carly,
baby?
please,
Alexis can be so judgmental. Who the hell does she think
Just
she
stop.
is? Stop
Stop.
what?
Stop. You're gearing up to fight for me. It's
You're damn
nice,
right
but
I am.
There's no point, okay? I did what I did. Sam feels how she feels.
Sam is grieving, okay? And grief is a process. And soon she's gonna be ready to deal with what happened and stop being so angry and stop punishing you.
It's gone beyond that.
Why?
Because I kissed Elizabeth.
What?
Yeah. You heard me.
Just Sam now.
If I might ask what you're doing? and so boldly, what if I'd been Todd?
I am Mr. Manning's new assistant. I was hired to poke around his life and figure out what he's hiding.
You know,
remember?
in fact, we were hired to find out what Heather Weber was hiding, and we, or more accurately, the police, did exactly that. Heather was hiding Luke Spencer.
The cops found Luke tied up in that shed.
He's expected to make a full recovery, but the prognosis of our client remains in doubt. Heather injected Olivia with a massive amount of LSD.
Oh, look. Oh, yeah, I know. Todd led the paper with it this morning.
Hey, what do you say we go out for a cup of coffee? I'll buy.
No, thank you. I'm fine, Spinelli.
I just thought you might want to mark the end of a successful assignment. Heather's in custody. You can quit your job here and get back to more important things, like your life.
You know me, Spinelli. When something doesn't make sense, I have to figure it out. And guess what? Todd Manning, he doesn't make sense.
No, you don't make those kind of mistakes. In fact, the only time you've ever made a mistake like that with Elizabeth is after you caught Sam with someone else. You found Sam with someone else?
I saw Sam kissing John McBain.
Heather must have something on Todd. Why else would he hire her?
Certainly wasn't her way with words. But look, Heather is in custody. Our client, the ill-fated Olivia, no longer needs our services, and our balance sheet is swimming in red ink. So might I suggest that we just put this case to bed and move on?
No, not yet. Because I think whatever Heather is holding over Todd, it has something to do with me.
You got her.
Have some sort of secret. Why do you think it involves you?
Okay, Spinelli, remember when we found that article about my baby's death in his room? Why did he keep it and then crumble it up?
I thought we agreed on this. It's far more likely that the clipping belonged to Heather. I mean, she's been stalking you and your child ever since you went to visit her at Ferncliff.
Yes, okay, I agree. I do think that Heather is involved, but I somehow think that it all tracks back to Todd. Why would he hire me as his assistant? He knows that I'm a PI, and I don't think he bought for a second that I was looking for a fresh start. Todd wants to know something about me, and I haven't figured out what it is yet.
Hey, is it possible that you're looking for something that doesn't exist? Maybe you're just trying to distract yourself from recent and painful events?
You know me, Spinelli. I am not giving up. Giving up is something I do not do.
With all due respect, isn't that what you just did with your marriage?
I didn't hunt down Elizabeth. We ran into each other. She could see that I was upset.
Was it just one kiss? How did Sam find out?
It doesn't matter.
Just tell me.
Elizabeth was leaving a voicemail. Her brother overheard, and he confronted me saying I had no business kissing his sister. And Sam was there, and she asked what happened, and I told her.
Did you tell her you saw her with McBain?
Yeah.
And? Did she come up with some kind of excuse?
She said that they were drinking, and it didn't mean anything.
Do you believe her?
Obviously, it meant something, or she wouldn't have done it.
Okay. You still love Sam, right? I know you do, Jason, all right? So you have two choices. You can keep doing what you're doing right now, pulling back and shutting down, or you can go find her, or you can try and start over.
I've been trying. But Sam already said she can never forgive me for what happened to the baby.
I did not give up on Jason or my marriage. He gave up on me.
In fairness, you chose to keep a great deal from him. I mean, you knew that Franco was his brother and the baby's father before Jason did. And granted, Jason may not have reacted the way you wished, but he's a good man. He would have loved the baby in time.
Yeah, well, he didn't get the time to do it. He had John McBain beat up so bad he was in a ditch, and my baby died because of it.
Is that why you kissed McBain, to get back at Jason?
Is that what Jason told you?
No. Jason didn't speak of it, nor would he, but I have many sources, and evidently there was a rather public argument at
Oh,
Kelly's.
really? Did your sources tell you that Jason had his mouth all over Elizabeth Weber?
I think my source was under the impression that Jason kissed Elizabeth only after you kissed me.
What are you saying, Spinelli? You think it's my fault?
Okay, look, I'm just pointing out that both you and your husband are in a period of deep grief and hurt. If you two don't find a way to turn to each other, then you most assuredly will pull even further apart.
Spinelli, do you understand that if I could wave a magic wand and make it all go away, I would? But I can't.
No magic is required. You just have to reach out to Jason.
No, I have to figure out what Todd Manning is hiding.
If such a thing even exists.
Come on, Spinelli. He hired Heather Weber to keep her mouth shut. We went through his computer, we went through the files. The only thing we have not done, come here, has been able to get through to the safe. So you want to help me crack open the safe and see what's in it? Okay, look what I got. You used to be a really good safecracker.
I will happily do anything in my power to help you reunite with Jason, but what I'm not going to do is help distract you from what's important.
You're not gonna help.
You know, I'm going to go check on Olivia. Some measure of concern is the very least we owe our client, but please just think about what I said.
Goodbye, Spinelli. I'm gonna figure out what Todd Manning is trying to hide. Sam's grieving.
And she blames me.
Jason, deep down, she blames herself. You love her.
You and I both know that's not always enough. Go ahead, get that.
It's Todd. Whatever he wants, it can wait.
Hang up the phone. Hang it up. Or what?
I'm okay, Carly. Answer the phone.
You can't hurt me, Johnny.
Hello?
Go ahead. You know, you tell Carly about what I did to Star's kid. And I'll be sure to tell Sam about what you did to hers.
Todd? Are you there? Hello?
Okay, Todd. One more number and we find out what you're hiding.
Sam? What are you doing?
Sam.
That's right. I know.
Johnny?
Hey, I was just putting away some documents for Mr. Manning.
Oh, he must really trust you if he's gonna give you the lock combination to his safe.
I'm sure anyone looks trustworthy compared to Heather Weber.
I can't believe you're working with her. How bizarre was that she kidnapped Luke Spencer?
Let's put it this way. When I went to visit Heather at Ferncliff, there is no way that woman should have ever been released.
Ugh, at least you don't have to share an office with her anymore. I'm guessing your boss isn't here?
Nope. No.
Could you leave early? Get a coffee with me? I need to talk.
You know what? I'm not really quite done work yet, but when I'm done, maybe I can meet up with you.
I can't
or-
wait.
Oh, no, Christina. Please don't tell me you have a camera crew out there.
No. Trey can't know anything about this.
And if you don't want anybody else to find out, I suggest you end that call. Now.
I can hear voices. What's going on?
Carly. I'm gonna have to call you back. Smart move.
Well, that was weird. That was Todd, and I could hear people talking, and then he said, I'll call you back.
Why is Todd Manning calling you in the first place?
I think he's in a bad place. You know, his ex-wife came into town. He thought they were getting back together. Turns out she's engaged to somebody else.
And why do you care?
Because he's my friend.
He's your friend. Do you know anything about this guy?
Okay, I know he's done some questionable things.
Questionable? Bernie put together a whole file on him. You want Bernie to come over and show you?
I'm gonna sit down with Bernie and hear all the horrible
He's got a
things that
history of
Todd's done.
violence. And don't say I do too.
I wasn't going to. I know
This
what you're
guy's
doing.
taking hostages. He shot somebody because he pissed him off.
Maybe he's different now, okay?
Carly, he's impulsive. That's what makes him dangerous. You're just better off staying away from him.
It's gonna be a little difficult. Michael's dating his daughter.
Yeah, I already know. I think that's a horrible idea.
Look, all I want is for Michael to be happy. And when Abby died, I was so afraid that he was gonna close himself off and not see the point in anything. But Star makes him happy and excited about the future.
Carly, he was there the night of the accident. He tried to save Star's boyfriend and her daughter, and he couldn't.
So you think he feels guilty?
I think he's trying to save her. You know, I think he's trying to fill the void that was left, you know, in her life, and that's just not how loss works. You can't heal somebody.
You don't know that. You don't. Maybe
what?
Star and Michael can heal each other.
Well, she's grieving. You know how easily grief can turn into anger? What if Michael does something to upset her and she goes running to her father? We could have
Not
another
gonna happen.
face-off with Todd and Cindy. How
It's
do you know
not
it's gonna
gonna
happen?
happen.
Because you say so?
I know I have a tendency to see things the way I want them to be, but that's not what's going on this
Okay,
time.
well, you can see it however you want. Because part of my job is to protect Sonny, and I have to pay attention to anybody who's gunning for him.
Is there any chance you're gonna give up my princess?
Are you kidding? I helped come up with the concept. The series is really important to me. Besides, it's keeping Trey in my life.
Oh, you really like this guy.
Not that it matters. He wants to keep things strictly professional.
Okay, are you prepared to accept that?
Why wouldn't I?
Well, because when Ethan wanted to be friends, it was hard for you to say.
Please, this has nothing to do with Ethan.
Are you sure?
Yes, Ethan was a stupid crush. I mean, I was in high school. Things with Trey, they're completely different. I feel like when we're together, he understands a part of me that no one sees.
Sweetie, you barely even know this guy.
It feels like I've known him forever. Don't care what Dad says.
What does Sonny say?
He thinks Trey's keeping a secret.
It must have been hard.
Any proof that Trey's hiding some deep, dark secret, he is just being paranoid.
No, I think the word you're looking for is cautious.
Ooh, Dad hated Trey ever since he found out we were doing this reality show together. But he doesn't even know the first thing about him.
Well, neither do you, really. I mean, maybe Trey is holding back something with his private life or his personal life.
Trey wants to keep things professional.
Okay. Chrissy, when a guy doesn't share the same feelings,
He shares my feelings.
he does.
We kissed. And Trey said if we weren't working together, he'd want to try out a real relationship.
Okay, simple. Then you wait until the show is over.
But no, I don't want to wait that long. I don't think Trey does either. Like, I was so sure he was about to change his mind, and then he just started acting really weird.
Weird how?
Distant. Like at the reopening of the Haunted Star, I thought this would be a perfect place to see where this could really go. But then he barely noticed me.
Did something happen?
I don't know. His attitude change started right after the thing with his father.
Todd moved to Port Charles to get a fresh start and to be close to his daughter. The last thing he wants is a feud with Sonny.
I'm just saying you're quick to defend him.
Because he's my friend. Kind of.
Just be careful.
I'm not stupid, okay? I'm not going to believe everything that Todd tells me. I'm not going to put my life in his hands. I just think he's kind of interesting to talk to sometimes. That's
I
it.
just hope you know what you're doing, Carly.
Are you going to forbid me to be friends with Todd the way you tried to forbid me to date Johnny?
Why would I bother? You don't listen.
I listen. I always listen. I just don't always take your advice. Johnny's turning his life around. So is Todd.
What was that what Todd told you?
No. I mean, that's one of the things I like about him. He always makes himself out to be worse than who he is. He'll never admit to doing anything nice. And he was absolutely insulted when I'd mentioned how kind he had been to Sam after the baby died.
Why would Todd Manning care about Sam's baby?
So, I waited a couple of days for my guys to get back to me with information regarding Anthony's body. And I had to find something to do to busy myself, and that's when I acquired this place. I needed a fresh start. Finally, a few days later, my guys washed up here with information on Anthony's body and his new best friend. What the hell happened to you guys, huh? What did Heather do with Anthony's body?
I gotta tell it in order or it won't make any sense. We followed Heather into the woods.
She didn't see you.
No, we kept our distance. The women left Anthony's body in the car, took off into the woods, and came back with a wheelbarrow.
A wheelbarrow?
She brought the body to some shack. She went inside for supplies, I guess, when some guy runs up with the baby in his arms.
Imagine that. Heather Weber running along in the woods alone, but with my grandfather's corpse. When a guy with a baby runs up, that would be you.
And after a while, Heather comes out of the shack, wheels Anthony away.
And the guy with the baby?
He stayed behind, so I sent Donnie to follow Heather while I waited to see what happened.
Heather took the body about 100 yards into the woods, dug a hole, buried it. And the man with the baby, they were still inside the shack.
Yeah. And then a woman comes up to the shed. She's also carrying a baby. She was moving a little slow. She seemed a little out of it. She stops on the porch, puts the baby in a planting box, rests for a minute, and then goes inside the shed.
Wait, she took the baby inside?
She left the baby in the planting box and went inside alone.
You walked out and found Sam's baby. Let's just skip to the fun part, shall we? So after a while, your friend Taya, that's her name, right? Taya, shows up to this shack, and in her arms, you place Sam's live baby. A little while after that, Heather shows back up, and a little while after that, you and Taya walk out of the shack with Sam's live baby. And then, Heather walks out with a dead infant in her arms, places it in a planter's box. You stole Sam's live baby, and you replaced it with Taya's dead one. You really gonna deny that?
Todd's a father. Of course he would understand how much it would hurt to lose a child. He even came to the cemetery the day of the service to pay his respects.
Did Sam see him then?
I don't know, but clearly she doesn't have a problem with it, or she wouldn't have taken the job.
Wait, what job?
You have no idea what's going on here,
No,
do you?
what job?
Sam is Todd's assistant.
Assistant. She's got a business with Spinelli. She's a PI.
And she didn't feel comfortable working with Spinelli because he's your friend.
No, it doesn't make any sense, Carly. She loves being a PI. She wouldn't give it up.
What? What?
Unless she's working a case.
Why would Sam be investigating Todd?
So, any thoughts, huh? Or do you need me to run through it again? How you left Sam with a dead baby that wasn't hers, and how you gave away her living one.
It's an interesting story. I don't think you can prove a word of it.
Doesn't matter, I don't need to.
Hey, who are you going to call as a witness, huh? Your employees? How are you going to explain how they were in the woods that night?
The only person I need to convince is Sam. And once I have piqued her curiosity at all, she's gonna get on a train to Landview, Pennsylvania, and check out Taya and the baby in person. And while she's made the trip, well, she might as well get a DNA test done, right, to determine the baby's paternity.
Taya is an attorney, right? Mm-hmm. She's not going to let some desperate woman fall out of the sky demanding a DNA test on her baby. That's just not going to happen.
See, that's the thing. It's not her baby. And even though Franco's the real father, I would imagine that Sam probably wants her baby back. So can I use your phone? I gotta call Sam.
Why don't you tell me a little bit more about this thing with Trey's father?
Well, Trey was really into getting footage of Dad's coffee warehouse. I guess he was hoping he'd find Dad doing something illegal.
Wait a minute, does Sonny know about this?
He gave us permission, which of course means we weren't gonna find anything incriminating, but Trey insisted on bringing in the cameras, and as soon as we got to the warehouse, he got a call from his dad. And then he ditched the shoot and took off.
Did he say what the call was about?
He hadn't heard from his dad in a couple days, so I thought when he got it, he'd be relieved, but he was the opposite. And he's just been distracted and just kind of distant ever since.
Christina, what exactly do you know about Trey's father?
Okay, Dad.
Something's going on with Trey's father, too. You sound just like Dad.
No, I'm just looking at the facts. If Trey started
Sam,
acting different
please.
after the phone call, please what?
Can we just stop the PI stuff for like a day?
I am sorry, that's how my brain works.
Well, I'm not asking you to investigate Trey. I'm asking your advice on how to get him to go out with me.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, you said that Trey didn't want to go out with you because of your involvement in the show, right?
He thinks it's going to compromise the integrity of the piece.
Okay, so it seems like a pretty simple solution. Quit.
What? I can't quit my own reality
What
show.
are you talking about? You've already proven your point to Mom and to Sonny, and if Trey makes you happy, why wouldn't you
But
quit?
the reality show makes Trey happy, and I mean, the job could open a lot of doors for him, and if I take that away from him, he could end up hating me.
Okay, so what you guys need to do is just be honest with each other. If he's honest with you, then you'll be honest with him. And
Honesty doesn't always work. Sometimes it makes things worse.
ouch. You know what? You are right. I am probably the absolute last person who should be giving any advice about relationships, considering the state of my marriage.
I don't know why Sam would be investigating Todd, but if he feels threatened, there's no telling what this guy can do.
Okay, not that I believe for 1 second that Todd is a threat to Sam, but if you're this concerned, you should go talk to her. No, listen to me. Just go talk to her. Todd took over Kate's office right down on the
And
street.
I know what the office is.
You need to go talk to her. I'm not saying you have to fix everything today, but you just can go tell Sam that you're worried about her, and who knows? Sam might appreciate your concern. Think about it.
So what's it gonna be? Can I borrow that phone or what? All right, you're right. You know what? I can probably just use my landline. That is, unless you got something else to say.
I don't like you. I know you don't like me. So I want to know, why did you wait? You've had this information, why didn't you use it?
Well, the last thing I wanted to do was draw attention to the woods where Anthony's body was buried.
They dug up Anthony on July 4th. It was weeks ago.
I was still trying to get a good read on you. And it's interesting because the more I learned about you, the more I realized that you and I, we're not that different. See, we both act on our emotions. We do things in the moment that we know are wrong and that we know will hurt people. And then we kind of backpedal and we try to make it up to that person to lessen the damage, like you're trying to help Sam and I'm trying to help Star. But here's the difference. I protected Star from the truth. That her father was I mean, what the hell do you even call it, huh? A kidnapper, a baby switcher, a sociopath? I didn't want her to have to face that, not after what she's been through.
What she's been through, what you've done to her. You took her family from her, you son of a bitch.
Hey, you know what? What I did to Colin Hope is unforgivable. So is what you did to Sam. What the hell are we gonna do about that, huh?
Out with you and Jason now. Don't they say time heals, right?
I don't know if that applies to us. Things have actually gotten worse.
Worse? How? What happened?
This isn't about me. We need to focus on you. This is about your love life.
How can I focus on something that's non-existent?
Listen to me. My beautiful young sister, you are smart and talented and amazing. And if Trey can't see that, he does not deserve you. Now I gotta get back to work, okay?
Okay, thank you for listening.
Anytime. I love you.
I love you too. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'll see you, okay?
Yep. Bye. Okay. Let me get that combination.
Sam.
Johnny? Johnny? You here?
You tell anybody that I'm the reason Colin Hope is dead, and I will tell the world that Sam's baby is alive and well and living in Landview.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should. Maybe I don't care what happens to me. Maybe I just want Carly and Star to know the truth about you.